you all please join me for the Pledge of Allegiance?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Can I get a roll call?
Ms. Smith?
Here.
Mr. Mutner?
Here.
Mr. Rogan?
Here.
Mr. Esposito?
Here.
Supervisor Williams?
Here.
Cheers.
Somebody like to audit the bills?
The bills.
Oh, sorry. Yep.
Okay.
Just trying to get my chair fixed there. I'd like to make a motion to approve abstract number 13 dated July 11th, 2025 in the amount of $417,312.77. So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye. We have some budget transfers. I have 2025 budget adjustment request number 13 dated July 23rd, 2025. This budget adjustment is necessary to allocate additional funds to the Alpine Water and Equipment and Capital Outlay account to cover the new tank system. I'd like to increase the appropriated fund balance by $12,250 and increase the park equipment and capital outlay by $12,250. I'll make a motion to approve budget adjustment number 13. So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Mr. Mutner, you're...
No, we
I have
got
one more.
Oh,
that
sorry.
right? Okay.
No, I'm paying too much attention to the TV screens.
It's okay. Budget
oily
adjustment,
commercial.
request number 14, effective date July 23rd, 2025. This budget transfer is necessary to reallocate funds for the Veterans Memorial Park contractual account for anticipated costs to complete the year. I'd like to decrease the expense account for park equipment and capital outlay by $15,000 and increase the park contractual by $15,000. I'll make a motion to approve budget transfer request number 14. So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
Now it's me.
Now, Mr. Mutner, you're up. And let me throw up an example of the year maps that we have.
Okay.
That's what we're talking about.
So it's time for us to renew our subscription, right?
Yeah.
Our subscription with Near Maps, and they are the outfit that takes aerial photography, and apparently you can zoom in, and it's a lot more efficient and more accurate than like satellite Google Earth type thing. So I'd like to ask the board to approve the amount of $17,190.63 for a 3-year contract. The subscription did start already, 6/28/25, and we'll go through 3 years. So moved. Go ahead.
Second, just a comment. This is for the assessor's office
And the planning board.
No.
and planning board.
Well, yeah, so it's
planning
in the
department.
supervisor's office, the planning department, the building department, and the assessors.
Okay. Okay. Second.
Sorry, I should have mentioned that.
All in favor?
Aye.
I have a request from the Putnam Lake Park Board. They would like to purchase one 8-foot rectangular table from Uline in the amount of $1,020. And they want to purchase 2 bonnet lid receptacles, which are garbage cans with a cover on them, in the amount of $538 each. Total amount not to exceed $2,446. I ask that the board approves that. So moved.
Second.
That includes shipping.
That includes shipping.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Sean?
Okay, first item on my agenda relates to just initiating a discussion relating to Barbara and Warren Dietz. I don't know them. Are they?
They're not here tonight.
Okay, so Barbara and Warren Dietz of Patterson have reached out to the supervisor's office in the town with an idea of potentially starting a community emergency response team. These response teams are organized nationwide. They actually started out in California after the earthquakes and some natural disasters. And essentially, it's a group of volunteers who get very high-quality training in emergency response, rescue efforts, life safety issues, and they volunteer to help out our community. So, you know, this is a supplemental type of volunteerism to our emergency services that are already in place and our other community partners. But there are a lot of things to discuss when it comes to organizing. I was actually hoping maybe they would be here to talk about it, and what their drive is.
And that will be forthcoming. It's just,
Okay.
I've been having a lot of conversations. I didn't want to keep the board out of the loop, which is why I,
Sure. And so, the supervisor has initially covered some of the questions that we might be asking, such as, would a community group like this be covered? And the answer is that as long as it's under the flag of the town of Patterson, it would be covered by our insurance carrier. My one, maybe not concern, but my one observation of a lot of these types of organizations is that we have a lot of energy initially, and it's tough to keep people like that busy. Fortunately, we don't have a big number of large-scale emergency events in Patterson or in Putnam County, but I think back 2 years ago when, after 9/11, I was part of a credible assessment team in Putnam County that was pulling together people from all different walks of life, such as health, fire, EMS, police, to work together to be like hazardous materials technicians, so that if there was an emergency event, we had people with all the right training, but they also spoke the same language, and they so it was a really great idea. But it was hard to keep people motivated because there wasn't a lot for us to do. Fortunately, knock on wood, right? We didn't have a lot of, maybe early on we had some of those suspicious powder calls, the anthrax scares that we worked. We also would dovetail into the hazardous materials response team. So there was a lot of opportunities, but it's hard to keep people motivated. So that's one of my concerns with this. It sounds great, but I'd like to talk to them more about how they plan to keep their volunteers active.
Sean, do you think that in the recent situation, there was a resident missing from Putnam Lake, if this team would have served that purpose? I know that they did get groups of people together to go
Yeah.
out and look, and possibly would have, if they had been trained, maybe would have found maybe some signs or something.
Well, I think
that would have-
anytime we have people in our community that are organized, that are trained, that are active, I think they would have jumped at an opportunity like this to be involved.
Yeah.
Even things like traffic control, if we have, a major accident, I think it's an opportunity to have a group of people trained that the fire departments, the police, and EMS can all tap into. People that have the time to devote to their community. So I certainly don't want to diminish any enthusiasm for this. I just wanted to, that's just one thing that I found as a challenge in the past, is keeping people engaged
sure, we certainly could have used them last Monday
with
Oh, what happened?
flash.
with the flash flood.
Yeah.
Oh, correct, yes, I'm sorry.
I mean, we had a lot of issues in the lake, a lot of issues in East Branch Road and on Haviland Drive, or Haviland Hollow Road.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
Okay.
Any
so.
thoughts from anyone else on the board? Any
So
discussion
if-
points?
Any
So if
concerns?
people are trained and thankfully nothing happens for a while, is there retraining or?
I'm sure they're going to be constantly being trained in different aspects. It's one of the questions. I've taken a look at the FEMA program, which is the basis for this. And it seems almost like just initially a one-shot deal. But listen, with any emergency service provider, it's only as good as the constant training you're subjecting your team to.
And then I guess the other question would be long-term costs for training. For all of a sudden it goes from training to, hey, we want to get our own response vehicle. We always have to be careful with incurring additional expenses for emergency equipment when we already put significant resources into our very well-trained fire departments, technical rescue teams, people like
Sure.
that. So
Yeah,
in some cases, they're the same people wearing multiple hats that get involved in this sort of thing.
Right.
yeah.
So,
This being in the preliminary stage, has the fire department weighed in on this at all?
It has not, because there's still a lot of unanswered questions for the town.
Okay.
So certainly the dialogue is ongoing between the Dietzes and Bob Lipton, Commissioner of Emergency Services, and the town. But I didn't want this to go on for 3, 4, 5 months and all of a
Sure.
sudden then bring it to the board.
Yeah.
I want you
Thank
aware
you.
of what's going on.
Thank you.
Thank you.
yeah. Okay, next we have quite a few requests from our EMS department. Last meeting, we had agreed to a number of expenditures upcoming expenditures for our EMS fleet. So the first, and we had spoken about this last time, was a repair to 36-1-2, which is one of our vehicles, at CNA Auto, and that was, I don't remember what the repair was on that. Do you remember what the repair was on that one?
I'm not so sure this wasn't having to do with the air conditioning lines.
Yeah, it was,
Station
you're right, the air
compartment.
conditioning lines. And that was the total bill at the time, we didn't know, it was $3,257.57. I'll make a motion, we approve that expenditure to C&A Auto Services, Inc. So moved.
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
And the other emergency vehicle, 36-7-2, and this was the one that was sent back to Fleet Services for repairs that are part of the enclosure for patient care services. Fleet Services repaired that unit for $2,293.05. Make a motion that we approve that expenditure. So moved.
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
And now we have a non-bid procurement request form for ambulance 36-7-1 for output speed harness, diagnostic and repairs. This was brought to, initially to Brewster Ford, but then we're getting quotes for who will do this work for the lowest cost. The low bidder on this, or the low quote, was to CNA Auto for an amount not to exceed $2,500 for that ambulance 36-7-1. So moved.
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
And lastly, our EMS staff is requesting long sleeve shirts, short sleeve shirts, and EMS jackets from Rescue Stuff, which was the low bidder. And it's 53 pieces of apparel in total, between the jackets, the shirts, and some sweaters. So for an amount not to exceed $4,000 to Rescue Stuff. So moved.
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you.
Okay. So, going back to last Monday, we had a number of issues. One of the issues we had is a detention pond that is on John Barrett Road, that the pipe running through failed and blew out the side of the detention pond. Let me see if I can pull up a different picture here. Not that one. So here's the detention pond, and this is the issue I want to discuss with the board tonight. It's a commercial site. It's got drainage coming in off of the parking lot down into the pond. At the same time, the road drainage, and this goes considerably far back up John Barrett Hill Road, it's picking up all of the road drainage and bringing it back into the pond. There's a lot of water coming into the pond. It was done in the late 80s. It is strictly a detention pond to try to moderate the peak flows of stormwater runoff. We've had this individual, or his attorney was in before the board a number of years ago, because we were looking for them to do some work out here related to the detention pond, and they were asking why they should be responsible for doing all the work when only maybe 50% of the stormwater runoff going into the pond is coming from their site, and the rest is coming from the town road. The facts of the matter are, this was never supposed to be a town road, so it was never set up to do anything other than what it's doing right now. It's, you know, all the runoff is going onto a private site. There's no easement that the town holds that would give us any sort of authority to go onto that site. So it kind of falls back again to the property owner to repair the damage, and I know this is going to be another knockdown, drag out fight with the property owner. But and here's another look at the site, the commercial site. And this area right here is the detention pond. their septic system is right here, right? So there's probably about 130, 140 feet between the septic and the detention pond. So there's some flexibility in what we can do in here. As you all know, we're all part of an MS4 program where we're required to provide stormwater retrofits. And in preparation of doing that, we've been looking at areas where we could install retrofits. And this was one of the sites that we took a look at. And depending on the numbers that we're looking at as far as treating the area, we could be reducing phosphorus anywhere between 6 kilograms per year up to 16 kilograms per year. So what I want to talk to the board about, what I want to gauge your opinion is whether it's worth it at this time to try to work with the property owner to come up with some sort of arrangement that the town would take over some responsibility of the pond in exchange for doing the retrofit out there, which would give us the reduction in phosphorus. I need to preface that by saying I've had conversations with the East of Hudson Watershed Corporation. Full disclaimer, I'm president of the corporation. And we don't have any money right now to do something like this, but if the town went ahead and did it, we could work out an arrangement where the East of Hudson Watershed Corporation would reimburse the town for the expense.
Sounds like
So, you know, going down this road is kind of a win-win. It's going to be very complicated because we're going to need full participation and cooperation by the property owner, who has not been so cooperative in the past.
But it's certainly beneficial for them to get an upgraded stormwater practice that benefits their property as well as the road, and also benefits them for future maintenance.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I'm in favor of moving forward with approaching that.
Well, I think also the public needs to know that all washed out onto John Barrett Road, then down 22, and everywhere, right? I mean, it was a
Monday night,
real mess
this-
Monday night.
this was the blowout.
Not just a little blowout that, you know,
It
didn't
closed
do
here at
anything.
22.
Yeah.
So,
So, and in its current condition, if we get another heavy rain, you know, event, it's
It's
going to
gonna
further
erode
erode
more.
the berm right down 22.
sure.
So, and a letter has gone out to the property owner and putting him on notice.
Okay. Do we have an idea about what the cost is and how long this project would take?
We do not.
Our highway department would do the project?
No.
Okay.
No. Even if we went in to fix that berm, that's a little bit beyond the scope of the equipment
Okay.
that they have available that they could do it.
Right.
You need a serious
larger
excavator,
machine,
yeah.
yeah.
So if we're going to this board is willing to reimburse this money, is there a maximum amount that they're willing to pay? Or, you know, what is the guarantee that it doesn't cost more than anticipated and then they renege?
Well, so there's a whole process in, you know, getting to that point. We'd have to do a preliminary design on this. I don't know I could get them to do a preliminary design, though. All the work that you're seeing here has been done by them so far.
Mm-hmm.
You know, once we get a preliminary design, then we start talking about, you know, where we're gonna need easements. We're gonna have to go into an install agreement. There's gonna, you know, have to be a lot of legal work that's gonna be done. We do have the attorneys to do that between
Mhm.
Jamie and their attorney.
Okay, so they know what they're getting into, obviously.
East of Hudson Watershed Corporation?
Yes.
Yep,
Okay.
yep. So for so far, in the first 10 years of our existence, we've run through about 58 million doing stormwater retrofits like this. We got a little experience.
Okay.
They've even done local, neighboring communities. We've seen a few of them already.
And the state is funds this?
So far, the city has produced most of the funds, though going forward right now, we just finished negotiating an agreement for $10 million, which is coming from the state through the city, which is challenging. And, so that's going to give us seed money for another couple of years. And we're currently working with the counties of Putnam and Westchester to pick up, what is it, about $3.5 million just for the administrative costs probably keep us going for a few more years.
Oh,
But
okay.
this is a DEC mandated program that is, has a 5-year limit on it with a phosphorus reduction number of 4,5,900 for the 19 municipalities participating in the East of Hudson Watershed Corps. Joe, you good with this?
Yeah, it has to get done. Something has to get done, so.
All right, so
Stop
The
ball rolling.
DEC can't go to the owner and say, hey, this is a violation, or it doesn't mean anything?
So the town, or the DEC, or DEP could issue, notices of violation because he needs to keep this practice in place.
Right.
Probably the DOT could as well, but all we're doing at that point is putting this thing back together, and
Yeah.
I don't know where it's
No,
gonna go from there,
it's-
whereas we're not getting any stormwater benefit from it.
And just one last question. Obviously, if this impacts his septic at all, that is on him.
No, it doesn't.
No, we
Oh, no.
can't design anything that is gonna impact his septic, but
Okay.
there are no state requirements for separation between septic and stormwater ponds. There are city requirements of 50 feet. And we've got, like I said, about 130 feet. And that's between the 100-year level of the pond, the 100-year storm event level of the pond and the septic system, so.
Which is uphill from the pond.
Yes, yes,
Okay.
yeah, so we should be okay.
Sounds good to me.
All right, then, Jamie, I guess we're gonna have a further conversation. I'll reach out to Mr. Heber.
Sounds good.
All right. Back to the agenda. All right, so the water line on Front Street is in all the way to Town Hall, and we are moving closer to being finished with the water treatment building. We need to get the Town Hall, the new EMS building, and the courthouse all connected into the water line. We've reached out to a couple of contractors, one of them, Dave Adams, who does most of our work here. And Dave gave us a price for for tying the 3 buildings in. Well, actually, just setting the connections up, not tying the 3 buildings in. Well, he'd tie 2 of the 3 buildings in. The 3rd building's being tied in by the contractor. And his price was $3,760. We did reach out to another contractor who usually is the low bidder for most of the work we do, who came in 5 times as high, and we met with him and went through it again with him, and he brought his estimate down to the $8,000 range, but, Dave is still low at this point. We need to get this thing going because the health department is anxious to see us tie in. So I'd like to make a motion to approve Adams Plumbing and Heating to provide the tie-in work for the new water main at Town Hall in the amount of $3,760. So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? All right, Mary, you're up.
Yes, we have a few requests for Mr. Matt Chabarro for the Recreation Center. I reached out to Matt today because he has some fall 2025 Spark Business Academy programs running. Wanted to just get some feedback on his last Spark Business Academy programs. He said while the enrollment was a little low, it was a very successful program, and the parents and the children really enjoyed it. So he'll be moving forward with the Spark Business Academy for the fall, and he will be offering the grades K through 2, My First Piggy Bank. The children will learn about money, budgeting, and saving through math games and hands-on activities. He'll have grades 3 through 5, Young Entrepreneurs. This program empowers students with the entrepreneurial mindset to develop a plan for their very own business, drawing from such disciplines as marketing, finance, and strategy. Also, he will have grades 6 through 8, a finance club. Learn how to manage your money in this program, promoting essential life skills, setting financial goals, developing a budget, and learning about the dangers of piling up debt are some of the topics covered in this finance club. Each class will meet once per week. The program length will be 6 to 8 weeks, 6 or 8 weeks long, depending on the program. And the price per student for a 6-week program will be $150. Price per student for an 8-week program will be $200. and the revenue split will be 70-30. Classes will start in September. So I'd like to make a motion to approve the Fall 2025 Spark Business Academy program. So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
And just a comment, you know, probably none of us carry money around anymore, and I think that children really are losing the feel of handling and making change, and, you know, what $10 means. Everything's on a, you know, all these kids have cards, and they have them on their phones also. So I think that would be great. So the second request from the Recreation Center was for 56 Golden, I think Gildan Soft Blend Staff T-shirts with the screen design logo on the front. The low bidder for these T-shirts was Extreme Design, so I'd like to make a motion to approve $472.30 to Extreme Design. So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
And lastly, we have 2 conference requests. One of them is for the New York State Assessors Association for the fall conference for Ms. Donna DePippo. This will be a 3 nights at, let me see, continuing education, Canada State, sorry, I just have to see where it is. Okay, it's at the Canada Street in Lake George. It's a nice little town to go to. So we have a, include the whole package included with the stay. The mileage will be net cost $1,333. I'll make a motion to approve the New York State Assessors Association Conference for Ms. Donna DePippo for the dates of October 6th through October 9th, 2025. So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Last conference request is for the court clerks. So this is for the New York State Association of Court Clerks. This is an annual clerks conference being held at the Crown Plaza in Albany. Both Corinne Gannon and Cindy Downs will be attending, and the total cost for Cindy will be $1,045. That would be for her 3 days and the conference fee. And the cost for Corinne will be $945 for the stay, $100 for the court fee, and then the mileage at $128. I'll make a motion to approve Corinne's fee at $1,173.18. And I'll make a motion to approve Cindy Downs in the amount of $1,045, both for the dates of 9/28 through 10/1. So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Mr. Esposito.
Okay. This one's new to me, so if I need some help, jump in. So I have a irrevocable letter of credit. The number of the credit number was 202-30601. That was, the applicant was S.W. Patterson, care of Roco LLC. And the amount is $2,512,323. So what we'd like to do is to transfer this letter of credit to 372 Ice Pond LLC and create a performance bond. So far, so good? And the bond
So far, so
number will
good.
be 015, also in the amount of $2,512,323. Any questions on that? So far, so good. Okay, so I make a motion to make that switch in the amount from S.W. Patterson to Ice Pond LLC for $2,512,323. So moved.
Second.
Good, Jamie?
Good.
Good.
All in favor?
Aye.
Not bad, Joe.
Thank you. Got to check that one off.
Other business, any board member have any other business they wish to bring up at this time?
Oh, I do. I'm sorry. I know we were talking about all the events that happened these last couple of weeks, and I'm sure we all want to just thank all our EMS, all our essential workers, all our fire departments on both sides. I mean, it's a little crazy. A truck turned over, there was a fire, there was road work at the highway department, so
Monday was a little
Just,
crazy, I will say that.
I'm, just a nice, thank you to everyone.
Anyone else?
One quick item. a resident from Tammany Hall Road has reached out to me, and they are concerned, the residents of that area. It's been an ongoing issue, but it's come to head lately, the speeding on that road.
Oh, yeah, I witnessed it. I saw it once.
Witnessed it, yeah.
Yes.
It's a 30-mile-an-hour road with a good couple of S-turns in there, and it tends to be the cut through between Bullet Hole Road and Fair Street. And this brings to mind why we've worked so hard on getting the road shut down between the back end of Fields Lane because of cut-through traffic heading over towards 84 and towards Ace Endicott.
They currently have a sign, the sheriff's
That's
department
right.
put a sign up there now.
Yeah.
A
So they
very
have
large
the-
sign, actually.
Yeah.
I think it's helping. I took that from Ace Endicott to Bullet Hole the other day.
Yeah.
And
There was one or two?
there's one.
Okay.
Mhm.
And I understand from the sheriff's department that the sign is the introductory part of the planning to say, hey, slow down. And then they'll have a deputy out there writing tickets. The residents are wanting, of course, they always typically want more than just enforcement, because enforcement isn't there 24 hours a day. One of the ideas floated was speed bumps, of course, which we know that we're not a big fan of for the plowing season. But the community out there, they certainly are talking and coming up with ideas. And I just simply said that I would bring it to not only the board's attention, but to the community's attention. And number one, thank the sheriff's department for the beginning of the enforcement action that's needed out there. But they mentioned that a few weeks ago, a school bus actually was kind of pushed off the side of the road into the woods because someone was speeding through there. And there have been a lot of close calls. It is just a really windy section of road with a lot of rock
It is.
outcroppings. And
It
I
is.
used to travel that every day, and
And
I know
a
you gotta really
beautiful
pay
road.
attention.
Sure.
You know, a beautiful
is
travel
beautiful.
through there.
And George isn't here tonight, but George lives on that road, and so I'm sure he would give us his perspective on living on that
Yeah.
road. But so I think it's just something we have to watch for.
I'm not exactly sure how to address this because we have speeding problems on Lakeshore, we have speeding problems on Haviland, we have speeding problems on Old Route 22. I was actually watching a body cam today from a sheriff, and in the background you can see the car and hear the car go up the road.
Yeah, yeah.
And it's a reoccurring theme throughout the town about speeding.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know speed bumps are not something that the highway department is very interested in, especially permanent. You do have temporary speed bumps you can put down, but they become, somewhat of an issue, and there's a liability if a car hits the speed bump and then breaks something.
Right.
Yeah.
So, one of the things I've seen successfully, or appears to be successful in other towns, is they're putting up the digital speed signs. So we may need to take a look at that.
Yeah.
I've actually reached out to Ed Foster, our highway supervisor, for two signs. There were some requests that came in from Ms. Taylor. Recently, we spoke about the
Ms.
calming, Abby Taylor, Ms. Taylor?
Yep.
Okay. I don't know if the last name is Abby Taylor or if her name said, because there's a little hyphen there. Anyway, she had mentioned that when she was out talking to the residents in the community, there were two roads of interest. One of them was Lafayette up in Putnam Lake, and the other one was Old Route 22. So I had asked him if we could get some signs, some slow children playing signs. He said he would work on that for us. So if you do speak to
And
Sonia,
Sonia.
and just let her know that we're working on that. I first brought it to the Traffic Safety Board, and then Mike Burdick advised me to talk to Ed. So, yeah, it's a lot. And you know what else is a big issue is that people are starting to drive electric vehicles, and you can't hear them. And it's a little scary because if you're out walking, and people aren't paying attention. So the speeding has definitely been on the uptick. Yeah.
All right. Any other board member have anything? No. All right, we'll open it up. Public recognition. Anybody here in the public wish to address the board? If you could approach the mic and give your name and address for the record. Going once.
Yeah.
Hi, I'm Denise Sopramola. I'm here for the Patterson Library Board. And just a couple of reminders that next Wednesday, we have our summer concert, The Wild Blue. So it'll be a bunch of, fantastic blues music, nice night, come out with your picnic basket, your friends. And that's at 6 o'clock on Wednesday, July 30th. But one thing that's been added to it is Talking in the Library with County Executive Kevin Burns from 5 to 6, so right before the concert. So I guess this would be your opportunity if you have anything that you would like to say to him, anything you'd like to find out. He'll be at the library from 5 to 6 on Wednesday, July 30th. The other thing I have is, again, I mentioned this last time, poetry and picnic in the park on Tuesday, August 19th at 11 a.m. Original works by acclaimed local poet Tony Howarth. So if anybody would like to join us, come on out. You can register at www.pattersonlibrary.org. So the final thing I have, this is enough, you're not going to be able to see it. So just a little renovation update for us. So we will be closed the week of August 4th for several days to store furniture, books, and shelves in the community room. And the adult library will be closed during construction through early October. So if anybody, needs to get some books out, I'd get them out now. And then the family center will be staying open. You can bring the kids to browse, borrow, and play. There will be limited public computers and laptops available in the family center and the green room. Copying, scanning, and faxing will be available. Programs for kids and adults will continue outdoors and off-site. The library park will be open. The Wi-Fi will be available. Tech help and Medicare help will continue in the green room. And the circulation staff will be in the cafe for requesting materials online. And they'll have them ready to pick up. So if you know what you want. And just to let you know what they're renovating, they're putting in 2 reading nooks, getting a whole new fresh paint, bright colors, making it a beautiful space, new carpeting, lower shelving for those of us that I know that was one of the main things was for people in wheelchairs, so that they're able to reach the books and stuff like that. Also for a better sight line, and then also an upgraded HVAC system. So if anybody has any questions, but just so that you know.
Thank you.
Thanks, Denise.
Thank you.
Good evening. My name is Brandon Tompkins. I'm the owner of Slime Boys Fishing. So last time I was here, I was given permission to hold a tournament. It was great. It went great. The attendance was a little less than what we were thinking, for the sole fact that 80% of the people from Patterson tried to do it, and I had to reject them. But I'm here today to do it again, for permission to do it again, but invite Patterson, the people that pay for lake rights in Patterson, to join Putnam Lake residents to do it.
Okay, I was at the Park Advisory Board meeting where you did talk about it, and they seemed very receptive to the idea. But I would ask that you go back to the Park Advisory Board, firm up the dates and times and all the details, and
Okay.
then you come back with a recommendation from the Park Advisory Board, and we'll act on it. I don't see a problem with it because everybody seemed to think, like you said, it went very, very well, and looking forward to doing a second one.
Sounds good.
So what was the big catch of the day?
It was like a 4-pound bass.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was very hot,
Yeah.
so that's kind of what messed everything up. And then under that was a 2-pound bass, so it was okay.
I believe-
Everybody had fun. Everybody was safe.
Great.
No
Yeah.
one got hurt.
That's awesome.
Nice.
So that's good. I also got people to, like the local shop in Putnam Lake, they donated
Nice.
gear
Yeah.
to the tournament for people to win.
Oh, that's
So
nice.
that was pretty cool.
Very cool.
Everybody's excited about it. So yeah,
Keeping people outside and active, it's a great idea.
trying.
Fantastic.
Thank you for that.
I think at the last meeting, at the park board meeting, you mentioned that you didn't allow anyone to fish from the shore,
Yes,
but you will be doing that this time.
maybe.
Okay.
Yeah, we have to just see who wants to do it and go from there. Because usually that would be a separate tournament.
Okay.
Because I don't know what they're doing on the shore.
Oh, I see.
So they could go somewhere else and bring a fish over and be like, hey, I got
Oh,
it.
wow.
Yeah.
But if they're on boats, I kind of can
Keep an
judge
eye
where
on them.
people are at and keep an eye out. So it's just easier that way to do it either boats or from shore.
Hmm.
But I don't think I would combine them just yet
Okay.
till I get more people to actually like look around.
Mm-hmm.
What are you thinking about for your next date? Do you have an idea?
Fall, like probably right after summer, going into the fall season, right before they start draining the lake again.
Cool.
Which I don't know when that is, but
We're probably gonna start the drawdown this year around September.
yeah, that's right around probably when I was thinking, probably the end of September, going into October. So the water's still warm, but it's getting ready for winter, and that's
Yeah.
when the fish start ramping up.
Do you think you'll consider doing an ice fishing as well? Tournament? Or no?
Not right now.
Okay. That's
Still
even
trying to
harder
get our
to
foot
control.
into the door,
Yeah.
so we can just go to the Parks and Rec and ask for permission.
Very good. Yeah, thanks for what you're doing.
Excellent, yeah, thank you.
Great,
Thank you.
thank you.
Hi, Stacy Dumont from Bullet Hole Road, and I'm a co-founder of the Brewster Theater Company, and I'm directing a show called 1776. If you've ever seen the musical on TV, the movie, it is the same, and it's a really big, fun musical about the signing of the Declaration of Independence. It's a really nice way to usher in the celebration of the 250th year. So it ends August 3rd, and you can get tickets at brewstertheater.org. And I just happened to see something in the paper today that is relevant to the water line. I'm sure you know this, I just saw it in the paper, but I did see that there is a clean water grant for infrastructure projects.
Stacy?
Yes. Oh,
Sorry. There's a clean water
grants for infrastructure programs, and it was in the Putnam Times. And the New York State Environmental Facilities Corp has $325 million grant that maybe we're eligible for, and it's for water infrastructure needs and also for addressing critical sewer needs that are integral to future growth and prosperity, is how it's written here. And if you haven't already, maybe it's something to look into, but if you have, thank you.
And it's due September.
It's due September, so
Yes.
you know it.
So I do
Yes.
know it, yeah. No, we've got I'm trying to put something together for Alpine, because that's probably our oldest water district right now. We do have some funding, hopefully that we're gonna get to do some improvements at Alpine. And hopefully I'm gonna supplement it with that.
Very cool. Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else? All right, hearing none from the audience, we'll open it up to those joining us by Zoom. If any member on Zoom tonight has any comments or questions, if you would unmute and state your name and address for the record and ask your question or make your comment.
Hi, Tara. Motion to adjourn?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you all for coming.